surrounding countryside. 32,000 people have answered the call, and God says there's a problem with that. There's actually too many soldiers. Now, the issue is that God knows that if Israel wins, which they will, that they will beat themselves in the chest and say, hey, look how great we are, instead of realizing how great God is. And so they would just return to their old ways and continue to be oppressed by the enemies that surround them. They need the Lord. They need to stop forsaking him. And so God winnows them. And he says, Gideon says, all people that shake with fear, they can leave. And so most of the people leave. There's 10,000 people left. And so again, God says there's too many. They're tested. They drink two different ways. And of the ones that drink just like this, 300 are left. And so God says, hey, take those 300. Everybody else could go home. Gideon is terrified. God knows this and says, Gideon, take your servant so you don't have to go alone. Go to the camp. You're going to overhear something. And so Gideon overhears this dream that one of the Midianites had about a roll of bread coming down the mountain, knocking a tent flat. And they interpret it as the sword of the Lord and Gideon destroying the Midianites. Gideon says, all right, but guys, let's go. He gets them to take torches and a little pitcher over each to conceal the light, and horns. They surround the mountains on the other side. There's just 300 of them, but they flare those torches after breaking the pitchers. They shout and scream for the Lord and for Gideon, and they blow the horns. And the Midianites, because God has been giving them these terrible dreams, and it's the middle of the night, they're in confusion. They kill each other. They trample over each other. It is a mess. And so the Israelites barely have to do anything. Now they start sending out messengers to the countryside saying, hey, join in on the chase. The battle is not yet done. And we will see the result of that next week. But the main point that I want you to see is that God knows exactly what Gideon is doing. God knows what he is doing, and Gideon trusts him. Even though he is scared, God encourages him and gives him a bit of faith. He's able to use just a few to do a great thing because God wants to remind us of how great and powerful he is. That's why he often chooses the things that are not very mighty or wise to humble those things that are, so that we glorify him and our faith grows.